tuning in across the state of Mississippi. We obviously had gorgeous weather in our state this weekend, and I hope many of you had the opportunity to get out and enjoy some fresh air, and doing so in a responsible way while social distancing, because what we know is that we are still in this fight. The last time I was before you, we had come off a day in which we had, for the first time and now only time ever, over 400 new cases reported on Friday morning. Over each of the last 3 days, those numbers have come down considerably relative to that peak on Thursday. But again, just because the numbers are not as high on a particular day, we're not going to celebrate. Just like when the numbers are high on a particular day, we're not going to panic. We're going to look at long-term trends. We're going to average both on a 3-day basis, a 5-day, a 7-day rolling basis, so that we have a good understanding, because we realize and we know that different things affect daily number of new testing results, including data dumps from testing sites, data dumps from out-of-state testing sites, as well as other factors that come into play. So the end result is today, on Monday, in spite of the number of cases that came in over the weekend, the fact of the matter is we are still in the middle of this fight. We still have significant challenges before us, and we as Mississippians have the responsibility to stand up, to do right, to take care of yourself, to stay strong in the face of unprecedented action, and recognize that we believe we can both protect the public health of all Mississippians while at the same time recognizing that we have real challenges from an economic standpoint in this state and in this country. When we allow businesses to reopen, it is not because the risk is completely gone. If anything, it means that you need to take things even more seriously. You need to make decisions that are in the best interest of yourself, of your family, and of your fellow Mississippians. You need to take extra steps to keep your friends safe, and extra steps to take to keep your neighbors safe. Now, while we recognize that we cannot ask small businesses and their workers to sacrifice their life's work, I continue to ask all of you to take this deathly virus seriously. Today, I signed an executive order related to Mississippi's unemployment system. Most of it is very technical, but it also affirms that Mississippi is going to have to continue to evaluate and interpret able to work in the face of this new threat. What does that mean? What it means is that you must understand that if you are currently unemployed due to COVID-19, and if your employer calls you back to work, I strongly recommend that you go back to work. I do so for a number of reasons. It is true that under state law, that if you were to choose not to go back to work, you could become ineligible for those state benefits. But also, understand that the $600 a week in pandemic unemployment assistance goes away. It goes away in July. So you may say, well, that's okay, I'll figure it out in July. The fact is that this immediate economic disaster that is unfolding right now is real. If businesses try to reopen and cannot find the workforce to reopen, it is very possible, if not likely, that that business is not going to make it. It is very possible, if not likely, that when you decide in June or July or August to go back to work, that that job that you are accustomed to will not be there. Remember, when those pandemic unemployment assistance benefits go away, the maximum state benefit on unemployment is $230 a week. Many on unemployment assistance make much less than $230 a week. Therefore, I implore every Mississippian that as these small businesses reopen, take advantage of the opportunity to go back to work. I also want to raise the flag to warn everyone about what I fear could be a second wave of our economic crisis. As we think about where we find ourselves today, understand that many businesses in our state continue to work. Manufacturing, construction, never closed in Mississippi. They stayed open in a responsible, reasonable way. They did good things, and that's something that I'm proud of them for. But also understand that as global demand, as we move into the summer and fall, may be reduced, the opportunity for businesses in Mississippi who produce product and ship it to other states and ship it to other countries may also see their demand be reduced. And so we have to be sure that as we move into the reopening of those phases of our economy that have been closed, that we do everything in our power to make sure that they can return with the workforce that they need so that they can produce not only for them and their families, but also for the workers and their families. We are going to do, in this process, everything we can to accommodate those people who are most at risk. But we cannot allow the historically high unemployment benefits that may come crashing down at some point to put you in a position where you cannot provide for your family, not just for the next couple of weeks or months, but for the next several years and years. There is really no government replacement for a job. I know most Mississippians are ready and eager to get back to work. Please do not let the window pass you by. If you are lucky enough to get an offer to come back to your job or to earn a living, please do not reject it. I do not want you to wake up in August with no job to return to. I know that I've heard from so many of you over the last several weeks, just itching to get back to work. For those of you who are able to do so today, because of the decisions that have been made, I'm proud of you. I know it was tough. I know it was tough for weeks on end. But as we move forward, we will continue to focus on the public health crisis before us and understand that we're also dealing with an economic crisis as well.